have you ever found that some clients' results are taking a bit too long? Then definitely listen to this because this is not uncommon in the hypnosis world. We like talking about fast results, but maybe there are those few clients where they're taking longer than usual. This is how I was troubleshoot this, so make sure that you listen up. So the very first thing that I look at, so if one of my students were to come to me and say, the result of this client is just not as fast as I know we were both capable of, the first thing I ask is that, is this client a paying client? Because sometimes we can get into practice mode, especially when we're doing new things. And the reason why I'm actually talking about this is that if these are clients that are free, meaning they're not part of the certification process, that we're just practicing outside, then that is really not the most viable reason, or that's not the most viable variable to actually assess the true speed of your sessions, just because that client hasn't had skin in the game. Now, are some free clients really, really good? Of course they can be, but it's not the best metric because they just don't have skin in the game. So that's where I would go and say it is a paying client. And what I would then say next is that, what did you offer them? What are the results? What are the packages, right? Because traditionally we were taught to be like, it's 4 to 12 sessions. That's that's how long it's going to be. And that really sets us up for success, not for success. It sets us up to really be in a sticky point in our business, because we are now saying that it's going to take long. We're really priming ourselves to take long, and we're priming our clients to actually take longer. So if that's your model, you actually definitely want to look at that, because you want to really, we call this trimming the fat inside our sessions, right? Do you really need those 12 sessions? Do you really, really need those 12 sessions? And what is your average right now? If you're saying 12, but you can actually manage 10, why are you keeping the extra two? What's the point of that, right? There's no point. Let that go. Get it into 10 if you definitely can ethically also deliver 10. What's the point of adding and having things in there if we're not going to use it, right? That's just taking up space that doesn't need to be taken. So that's the next thing, right? Like, what was their model, right? And if they say they're one of the ACH students and they're like, no, it's my results. I told my clients that I can help them achieve their results in as little as 1 to 3 sessions, and they're in like their second, maybe even their third session, and they're still not having the results, then definitely this is what I would ask my students. How deep have they gone through the sessions? And are they going around the symptom? And third, is the client actually not getting the results? Meaning, is the client actually receiving so many results, but it's not what they expected? And I'll give you an example for this. So maybe a client comes in because they want to lose weight, and one of the things that's stopping them from losing weight is the food addiction, right? And because they just love sugary treats, for example. And even though, so you've had 3 sessions and the client maybe just lost like 5 pounds, right? They want to lose 20, but they've only lost 5 pounds. However, the client does admit that their food addiction is gone. They're no longer thinking about food. They have completely eradicated all the biscuits, the chocolates, and all of the things in their house, and they're eating healthier. They're starting to exercise. They are more confident. They have more energy, and their relationships with other people are better. They're having all of these results, but there's only 5 pounds lost on the scale. But all of these amazing things that they didn't have before are happening. That's when we want to have a talk with that client, right? And say, okay, so you have all these results, but they're literally expecting the things that they want instead of looking at what they already have. And even just by having that conversation with that client is truly what is going to help them to see their actual results. So is it really taking long? And are you also, as a practitioner, are we expecting it? Maybe the client themselves are super happy. They're super happy with all the results, the energy, the lack of food addiction, no longer thinking about food, no longer eating sugar. We are seeing these things, but because we are expecting the client to lose 20 pounds and they've only lost 5, we are thinking that we've failed them. That is our issue, not actually the client's issue. So we want to look at this objectively, right? Look at it objectively. What does that mean? And if for some reason that doesn't happen and the clients are still not having the results, it's most likely because in the conversational hypnosis sessions, we're spinning around the symptom, we're spinning around the food instead actually getting to the root layer of the food addiction. So that's where my diagnostic process is going to go, because these are the things that we can actually help fix. So if that is the case where it is the we're spinning around the symptom, just reminding my students to just be curious. Don't try to solve the problem. Listen to the client. Ask them questions that no one else would ask. Be very brief with your questions, and just sit silently and allow the process to unfold and trust the process. That's what I would say to that. I hope that helped and that was thorough enough. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Let's make a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.